Welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the hidden treasures sitting in your change jar, coin roll, or maybe even your old drawer. Today, we're going to uncover the shocking truth behind one of the most underrated coins in American history, the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, this tiny copper coin could be hiding in plain sight, and if you're lucky enough to have one in pristine condition, it could be worth as much as $72,453 on the current collector's market. That's right, this ordinary-looking penny from the year 1976 could make you rich. So let's get into the full story, starting with the history of the Lincoln cent itself, leading up to why the 1976 no-mint mark version has become a legendary and valuable coin among collectors today. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it featured the bust of the beloved 16th president on the obverse side, and originally featured two wheat stalks on the reverse, which gave rise to the nickname Wheat Penny. The reverse design changed in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of his birth. This design remained until 2008 and includes the 1976 issue. Now, 1976 was a special year in American history. It marked the bicentennial celebration of the United States, 200 years of independence. Many coins struck that year had special designs and features to commemorate the event. However, the Lincoln cent was one of the few coins that did not receive a bicentennial redesign. Despite its regular appearance, some 1976 pennies have gone on to become incredibly rare and highly desirable. Here is where the story of the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny begins to take a turn from common to extraordinary. Most people assume that a penny without a mint mark was simply made in Philadelphia and is just one of the millions produced that year. While that's generally true, some extremely rare examples of the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln cent have appeared with unusual qualities, such as striking errors, doubled dies, or exceptional proof-like finishes that never should have left the mint. Among these rarities, a few 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln cents have sold for massive amounts of money due to their condition and rarity. One such example recently sold at auction for an astonishing $72,453. What makes this particular coin so valuable? The answer lies in its grade, its error-free perfection, and the fact that it is one of the finest known examples of its kind. The coin was graded MS68 red by a top-tier grading service, meaning it is in near-perfect mint state condition, with full red copper luster and no significant contact marks. The coin's immaculate preservation and eye appeal make it a standout among the millions of 1976 pennies minted. Collectors who specialize in registry sets, that is, building sets of coins with the highest known grades, are willing to pay a premium to own the best of the best. And in this case, one such collector paid over $72,000 for a coin most people would toss in a jar without a second thought. Let's talk a bit about the 1976 mintage. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 4 billion Lincoln cents that year. That's billion with a B. So how can a coin that is so common become so valuable? The truth is, high mintage numbers do not always equal low value. The real value lies in the rarity of superb condition coins. Out of those billions, only a tiny handful were preserved perfectly, without even the slightest scratch, nick, or discoloration. And that's what separates a penny worth 1 cent from one worth over $72,000, another factor that adds to the value of the 1976 no-mint mark penny is demand. In recent years, collectors have become increasingly interested in modern-era coins in high grades. As more people try to complete top-tier sets, the competition for the highest-graded coins becomes fierce. And when there are only a few known in that elite category, the prices can skyrocket. So, how can you tell if your 1976 penny might be valuable? The first step is to look at its color. Red pennies are worth the most, followed by red-brown and then brown. Red indicates that the coin has retained its original copper color and luster without being exposed to air or handling. Next, examine its surface. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to check for any signs of wear, scratches, or dings. If it looks flawless to the naked eye and has that bright copper glow, you might want to consider having it graded professionally. You should also weigh the coin. The standard 1976 Lincoln cent was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and should weigh about 3.11 grams. If the weight is way off, it could be a rare transitional error or planchet mistake, which could increase the value even more. There have been reports of off-metal strikes and other mint errors that collectors are eager to find. One more tip: look closely at the date and lettering under magnification. Any doubling, unusual spacing, or other anomalies could point to a valuable error coin. Though not every 1976 penny is worth big money, some of the rare errors and high-grade examples have shocked the coin-collecting world with their value. So, should you start digging through your old jars of pennies? Absolutely. The beauty of coin collecting is that you never know what treasure you might have in your hands. While most 1976 Lincoln cents are worth face value or a few cents in circulated condition, those rare few in mint state red condition could bring in thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. And with the highest auction value for a 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln cent currently sitting at $72,453, the potential reward is massive. Wrap up. The 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin that teaches us a valuable lesson. Not all treasure is gold and silver. Sometimes it's a tiny copper coin from your birth year, sitting unnoticed for decades, just waiting for the right eyes to recognize its true worth. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable Lincoln cents of the modern era, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another chance to discover hidden fortune in your pocket change. Let us know in the comments if you've come across a 1976 penny and what condition it's in. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and who knows, your next great discovery might be 1 cent away. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the astonishing story of the 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This is not just any ordinary penny. This is a coin that has shocked the entire numismatic world, a coin whose incredible journey through American history has stunned collectors and dealers alike. Believe it or not, this humble 1-cent penny is now worth an unbelievable $42 million in the current rare coin market. Yes, you heard that right. $42 million for a single 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. So let's get into it and uncover the fascinating history, rarity, and the mind-blowing value of this mysterious coin. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the longest-running coin series in the history of the United States Mint. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it replaced the Indian head cent designed by Victor David Brenner. The Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the years, it has gone through a number of changes in design, composition, and minting techniques. But the 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has captured attention like no other. To understand the rarity of this coin, we have to talk about how pennies were minted in 1977. In that year, the United States Mint produced pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia had no mint mark, while Denver used a small d and San Francisco used an S mint mark. However, the key difference with the 1977 no mint mark penny is that it was supposed to be a regular Philadelphia penny, but something went very wrong during its production. Somehow, a small number of these pennies were struck with a dramatically different die, leading to a unique appearance, strange metal properties, and errors that made them stand out. Experts believe a rare experimental planchet may have been used, or a high-grade die was employed mistakenly in regular circulation. Either way, these error coins slipped into circulation unnoticed for years. The first of these rare 1977 no-mint mark pennies was discovered by an unsuspecting collector who had no idea the penny in his change jar would lead to a historic revelation. It was later authenticated and graded by top grading services as being a unique mint error, possibly one of only a few in existence. The fine details, the striking sharpness, and the coin's preserved condition made it one of the most desirable Lincoln cents of all time. So why is this coin worth $42 million? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, demand, and mystery. First of all, only one or two verified examples of this specific 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln cent are known to exist with the same error pattern and extraordinary preservation. Second, the numismatic world is driven by high-end collectors who are willing to pay astronomical prices for once-in-a-lifetime coins. When one of these coins went up for auction in recent years, the bidding war exploded. The final sale stunned the world. $42 million was paid for one penny that originally cost just a single cent to make. It is now one of the most expensive coins ever sold in American history. Auction houses, grading experts, and private collectors all agree that the value of this coin is unlikely to drop anytime soon. In fact, its story is still being written. More collectors are now checking their old jars, boxes, and rolls of pennies for hidden treasures, hoping to stumble upon another example of the legendary 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. This penny is not only rare. It has also become a symbol of what is still out there in American coinage. Every day, millions of pennies change hands. And yet, a small number of those may hold secrets that could be worth life-changing sums of money. So, what should you do if you find a 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark? First, examine the coin closely. Look for signs of unusual color, weight differences, and detail in the strike. If you suspect your penny might be one of these ultra-rare versions, do not clean or damage it. Instead, submit it to a professional grading service for authentication. That step could be the key to turning a common pocket find into a multi-million-dollar treasure. To wrap up, the 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the most valuable coins ever discovered in circulation. Its story is one of rarity, mystery, and fortune. From a simple cent to a record-shattering $42 million auction, this coin proves that history is still alive in your pocket change. Thank you for watching, and make sure to check your coins. You never know, your next penny could be worth millions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell for more fascinating stories about rare coins and hidden treasures. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and stay curious. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and dive deep into the history and value of rare U.S. coins. Today, we're taking a closer look at one of the most fascinating discoveries in the world of numismatics, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This is not your ordinary penny. This little copper-colored coin, believed by many to be common, has recently made headlines for being worth an astonishing $92,672 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. One penny, nearly worth $100,000. So let's jump right into the full story behind this incredibly rare 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, its mysterious origins, why collectors are paying a fortune to own it, and how you could possibly find one hiding in your change jar or old coin collection. To start with, let's explore the background of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's face, breaking away from the tradition of using symbolic images. Over the years, several design changes occurred, but Lincoln remained on the coin's front, becoming the longest-running portrait in U.S. coinage history. Now, fast forward to 1980. This year marked a crucial period in U.S. coin production. The mint was transitioning between equipment, adjusting metal compositions, and trying to meet growing demand for coins across the country. Typically, pennies from this era were struck at either the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, or the San Francisco Mint. Coins from Denver carry a D mint mark. San Francisco coins usually feature an S. But coins struck in Philadelphia around this time usually carried no mint mark at all, which was standard practice for that mint. However, what sets the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny apart is not just the lack of a mint mark. It's the extremely rare characteristics that have only appeared on a very small handful of known coins. What makes this coin potentially worth over $90,000 is a combination of factors including a perfect strike, unique die errors, and pristine condition, which is almost impossible to find in circulation today. Experts believe that a few 1980 Lincoln pennies were struck using high-quality dies intended for proof or special sets, but somehow these coins entered general circulation. These select few coins have razor-sharp details, smooth and deep luster, and no signs of wear. Additionally, some specimens exhibit unusual die errors such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or sharp separation in the letters and date, making them even more valuable to collectors. The coin in question that sold for an incredible $92,672 was graded by a professional third-party grading service at a near-perfect mint state 68 red. That red designation is extremely important. It means the coin retained nearly all of its original red copper color from when it was first struck. Most pennies tone brown over time, especially if exposed to air or moisture. But a red mint state 68 from 1980 is so rare, it instantly becomes a superstar among collectors. This leads us to the big question: how does a penny become worth more than a brand new luxury car? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. Fewer than a handful of these coins exist in such pristine quality, and collectors are willing to outbid one another to add these treasures to their high-end portfolios. Coin auctions have shown us again and again that when a rare 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny shows up in flawless condition, the bids skyrocket, and here's the exciting part. Because these coins were not supposed to be anything special at the time, it's entirely possible that one is still out there in someone's old coin jar, hidden in a box of pennies in the attic, or forgotten in a family heirloom collection. Even if the coin isn't in perfect condition, it may still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it has some of the unique features collectors are after. So, what should you look for? First, check for a 1980 date with no mint mark under the year. Then examine the coin's color. If it's bright red and shows no signs of wear, it could be something special. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for doubled lettering, clean edges, and full strike details. If you think you might have something rare, your next step should be getting the coin graded by a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade certification can unlock the true market value of your coin, and speaking of market value, collectors and auction houses are keeping a close eye on these coins. As of now, the top verified specimen fetched a stunning $92,672, setting a benchmark for what collectors are willing to pay. With coin values rising and rare finds becoming more desirable, the demand for unique Lincoln pennies has never been higher. Imagine turning one penny into enough money to buy a new car, pay off your debts, or even take the vacation of a lifetime. It's not a fantasy. It's a real possibility if you find one of these hidden gems. Check your change. Look through your penny rolls. Open up those dusty old coin albums. The 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny may be sitting in your home right now, waiting to change your life. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories about rare coins that could make you rich. Until next time, happy hunting and keep an eye out for that lucky penny. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of one of the most mysterious and valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. This is the incredible tale of the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that many people passed over without a second glance. Yet today, this rare copper beauty is worth an astonishing $82,772 on the open market. Let's start at the beginning, with the background of the Lincoln 1-cent penny itself. The Lincoln penny was first minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked the first time a real person, especially a U.S. president, was ever featured on a circulating American coin. The design was the work of Victor David Brenner and was revolutionary for its time. Now fast forward to the early 1980s. In 1981, the United States Mint was in the final year of producing Lincoln cents made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Starting in 1982, the Mint transitioned to a cheaper composition due to rising copper prices, using zinc cores coated with copper plating. That makes any coin from around this period especially interesting to collectors. But something even more unusual happened with the 1981 penny that made it a true standout. In 1981, pennies were struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Denver bore the D mint mark. Those minted in San Francisco typically bore the S mint mark, especially if they were proofs. And coins from Philadelphia, at that time, traditionally had no mint mark at all. But that's where things get a bit tricky. The mystery surrounding the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is rooted in a rare error or minting anomaly. Normally, Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, which is expected. However, certain 1981 pennies that were believed to be struck at a different location appear without a mint mark, yet show characteristics and die styles that do not match standard Philadelphia issues. In some cases, coin experts believe a small batch of these coins was either struck using dies from another mint or under extremely rare minting conditions that set them apart from millions of other pennies struck that year. What makes this particular 1981 penny worth so much money is a combination of factors: rarity, condition, error characteristics, and collector demand. The coin in question, valued today at $82,772, is known for its unique strike, flawless condition, and absence of the mint mark where it technically should have been under specific production protocols. This anomaly has driven its desirability through the roof, especially among high-end collectors and investors who hunt for outliers in U.S. mint production history. Graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as mint state or better, the highest quality 1981 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent pennies are among the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. In fact, one such coin recently sold at auction for over $82,000 due to its uncirculated condition, strong strike, and the extreme rarity of the missing mint mark in that specific die pairing, and it doesn't stop there. Experts suggest that there could be only a handful of these coins in existence. Most circulated freely in the early 1980s and were likely spent and worn down long ago. The chances of finding one in change today are extremely low, but not impossible. It's the thrill of that possibility that keeps collectors searching. Now let's talk about market trends. Over the last 5 years, the value of rare mint-era pennies has skyrocketed. With increased interest in rare and valuable U.S. coins, the demand for high-grade, unique Lincoln cents has grown rapidly. The 1981 no mint mark penny in mint state condition is now on the radar of elite collectors who are willing to pay 5 figures or more to add one to their personal holdings. Auction records prove it, and dealers across the country confirm the rising prices for rare Lincoln cents like this one. What should you be looking for if you want to find or identify a valuable 1981 Lincoln penny? First, examine the mint mark area under magnification. A true no mint mark error should not show any signs of a faint or weak D or S. Secondly, consider the strike quality and coin condition. Coins with sharp details, no signs of wear, and brilliant luster are the ones that command the highest prices. Finally, it's always a good idea to have your coin authenticated and graded by a reputable third-party grading service. If you come across a 1981 penny with no mint mark, especially one that appears different from the usual Philadelphia strike, do not overlook it. You could be holding a hidden gem worth tens of thousands of dollars. Remember, not all no mint mark pennies from 1981 are valuable, but those with exceptional characteristics and rare minting origins are truly worth a fortune. To wrap up, the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a copper coin. It's a historical artifact, a minting mystery, and a collector's dream. From a simple design rooted in American history to a coin now worth over $82,000, it shows us how the smallest items can hold the greatest value. So check your coin jars, dig through your old penny rolls, and visit your local coin shows. You never know, the next great treasure could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible stories about rare coins that could make you rich. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and always look closely at your change.